Wax on, wax off.
Cigarettes.
Excellent.
Hello. Hello and welcome, Midlifers. We're your hosts, Juan and Mez. And this is your weekly podcast, but with something a bit special. Yes, we've got our Midlifer of the month, the wonderful, colourful and whimsical Amy from Confetti Rebels. So if you're into colour, style, dopamine dressing, we're going to talk all about it, as well as talk about a bit of 90s fashion. Yeah, so we're going to chat to Amy about 90s fashion trends, as well as pick her brain about what it's like to run a fashion business in today's world, especially with social media.
So let's dive in.
Yeehaw! Your whole branding is dopamine dressing. Can you explain what dopamine dressing is to us?
Yeah, so dopamine, like from a fellow, and I'm sure a lot of everybody that listens to these podcasts have, know someone or probably do have ADHD like myself, and you get that hit from, color, feeling, sugar. And so dopamine for me is all about like wearing something that makes you feel, comfortable is always a number one priority for me, but color is always a number one priority for me. Like, I very rarely do anything white or black. Everything is the spectrum of rainbow in between. So I always feel like, when I was younger, I was like emo. I wore everything black. And then I went through the mum phase, which again, totally not dissing it, but like, a simple white t-shirt and jeans. Great. That's coming back into fashion now with, the JFK Jr. story, and everyone's like, loving on Caroline Bastet. Love it. Great for her. But also, not my kind of look. But, I just think that especially for people that just want to be able to bring themselves out a little bit more, but don't necessarily need to do that through their personality, or maybe don't want to do that through their personality. I feel like, dopamine dressing is exactly this.
I love your dress. Can you tell us a bit about your dress?
Well, yes. So, they're launching next week. It's a big risk for me. I've never done dresses before. So I thought if I got to do a dress, I know it's a slim fitted dress, but it's uber stretchy. And I went to China last year as a last ditch effort to try and like save the business, because I was suffering from a lot of like just I call them invisible illnesses, just shit, like mental health issues and like, long lingering issues with like, sinus and, migraines and women's issues and shit like that. I call them all invisible illnesses because you can't visibly see them, but they can debilitate you day to day. And I that had come into the business and really affected like my motivation to create anything new. And like last year I thought, okay, my friend Mon, who owns a amazing toy company online, and she's like, come with me to China, it's going to reinvigorate everything. I'm like, if I want everything, I can just go on Alibaba. And she's like, no, trust me. Anyway, we went over, and my mind was blown because I didn't know pricing and the capabilities of what I could do. And also that, especially when you work in fashion, I'm really lucky. Well, anyone that works in fashion, the minimum order quantity isn't outstanding. Like it's bearable. So I'm like, this is great. I found like some amazing suppliers. I did factory tours, and then I kind of went, wow, if this is what I can do, then I've always had in my mind, I want to do X and I want to do Y and I want to do Z. And then the dresses these are my first like new product that I'm kind of bringing out that I'm really nervous about, but also excited at the same time. So, yeah.
Can I speak for myself? I bloody love them. I have been stalking your Instagram for these dresses because you've got this design, which is a smiley face, lightning bolt, very 90s, I have to say.
And it's a Confetti Rebels branding too, because everybody loves pink, everyone loves the red and pink combo, and everyone loves love hearts. So
yes.
Yeah. So hopefully, and they're kind of like, you can kind of wear them. You could wear them all year. Like I've been wearing mine in summer because they are like see-through, but they've also got the underslip. So, and then also in winter layering anyway. Super
very
excited.
Melbourne, I was going to say, because Melbourne, you need a lot of layering. So
yes,
you just let it work for you.
Yeah, so Sydney, yeah, it's the wet. I never get. I think I get once a year. Like 1 week a year, I can wear a really thick coat, and that's all. So
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's sad. So
yeah,
sad.
yeah, I know the weather.
So can you tell us quickly how Confetti Rebels came about, like the story from when you
Yeah,
first thought, okay, there's perhaps not enough colour out there. How
yeah.
did how did that come into actual fruition?
Well, funnily enough, you say that. My second child I had, and I was still suffering from postnatal. I didn't want to go back into big corp, and I'm like, Confetti Rebels actually wasn't always extreme dopamine dressing. We always had, I always had color, but I actually started out doing just slogan T-shirts, and that was a really good run for me for about 5 years, and all different kinds of T-shirts, including the one you've got on now with the tulle and it's great and I loved it, but, yeah, I just thought there was at that time, there was a market for, really empowering T-shirts, and obviously coming out of postnatal myself, I wanted to express myself through my T-shirts and, there was a real true meaning of every T-shirt that I made, there had to be a purpose for it, so I'd make ones that, percentage profit would be donated to women's DV charities, cancer foundations, things like that, things that have touched me, um, I'm very grateful that I've never been affected by, DV or sexual violence but I have been affected by cancer. My mum and dad both passed away from it, and family members and friends of mine have experienced assault. So to me, I wanted to be that voice for them. Um,
Mm,
and then obviously COVID hit and the business needed to pivot a little bit. I'll be honest, if you're not evolving or growing with your business, then it's kinda I don't know how many businesses would survive that way. So, again, moving into fashion that was a little bit more unique, a little bit different. I couldn't even tell you who my competitors are. I don't even really pay attention to that because I feel like you get a lot of imposter syndrome if you do that. But, yeah, so moving into, like, the more color and vibrancy probably has been if anything, like, my marketing manager's like, "You're kinda, like, starting over." Like, even though you sell T-shirts and stuff, that was your main thing, but now you're kinda moving into, the more possibilities the realm of possibilities that you can do through, slow fashion. And,
mm.
yeah, I'm hoping to achieve that, in the next until my luck runs out, I should say.
Yeah. Well, it won't because you make your own luck and you are killing it.
True.
And, like, you're even on socials, Instagram, you bring your vibe. It just comes out of the screen.
Mm,
Is Do you find, like, with the social media, like, obviously to run a business these days, you need to have the social media presence. Do you
mm,
find or from a viewer, I feel like your social media is totally your brand is your social media, and
mm,
you're fantastic in it because I find sometimes business owners, when they present on screen, they really
mm.
hold back. So how has the social media side sort of worked with your business, and how do you feel being on the socials yourself?
Well, before my mum passed away, I mean, she always said to me, "Amy, you were made for television, or you're an actress, you're a drama queen," kind of thing. And there's nothing. I never ever took that as offense. I never feel like don't ever think that it's bad to be an attention seeker, drama queen, whatever, because majority of those people aren't bad people. And I'm like, okay, does that mean that like there's nothing wrong with that? So I feel that like Instagram or as social media in general as a platform was kind of made for me.
Mm,
Um, I'm not gonna lie, it is exhausting. Like, especially now because uh trying to balance the difference between your personal life and your business life, even though people follow me for my business, but they do still follow me for my story in my life. Um, I do find sometimes I get a bit too businessy and I've got to rein it back in, but like it's really hard. I'd say it's a battle for everybody. I don't think anyone could ever say, "Oh, social media is easier," but, it's just you have 2 options, right? You create content for yourself, your business, and then if something takes off, then that's great, but, now because I've put so much money and time and effort into my business, I have to admit, like, probably 50 to 60% of my content is focused on like, it has to be directed towards the business. I always
mm,
think, "Oh, I'm gonna go open up, like, a personal Instagram," and I'm like, "I can't be bothered to open up another one," and
mm,
so I do just keep it like this, but again, I have to watch what I say and, the way I direct comments to people, and even just commenting on social media, I've got to be cautious because I am a business and I am representing myself. So sometimes I do want to scream from the roof and say, "Oh my God, you're such an idiot," or "I hate Donald Trump" and stuff. And I'm like, people already know that anyway, but I've got to be careful with that. So yeah, there is a fine line between business and personal, and I do try to blend it all in, but it's not easy. It's not easy.
It's not, but also we can see that you are authentic
Mm,
and your authenticity shines through your socials, and you can see you have created a community,
yeah.
and you have a strong following, and your vibe. I always say this, but your vibe attracts your tribe, and from what we can see, you've got this colorful, empowering aura, and it attracts the right people to you.
Yeah, I try to be authentic. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not here to make millions of dollars. I'm here to pull a wage for myself, and I'm here to, basically have a create a business that allows me to be there for my children. And every day I check my privilege. I am so grateful, and that's why I also try to be, good at giving back as much as possible, and also like just not gatekeeping information. At the end of the day, if a small business asks me for advice, obviously I'm never going to give you my suppliers' names or things like that. But if you're like, "Oh, what do you think about like Facebook ads? Should I do this or should I do that?" I'll be like, unless you have an established brand, or, you've got, making bulk amounts of product, then I wouldn't invest in ads. Or someone's like, "Oh, I'm thinking of doing SMS marketing. What are your thoughts on that?" And I'll be like, "Okay." And even just personal comments, like people like to ask things about me. I don't like to gatekeep anything. And yeah, it's just, I think the only thing that probably I don't do compared to a lot of, I wouldn't say businesses, but more influencers and stuff, is I don't really like to film myself like crying and doing all that shit. So even though it's great and it's relatable, it's not really my vibe. And I'll get on here and say, "Look, I'm really upset today and I'm a bit bummed about this." And then I'll go and cry off camera, because to me, filming that kind of stuff is, and I'm not, no shade to anyone that does it, that's cool. But yeah, I just think, what else would I be doing on here? Like, there's literally, when I have something to say, I put a camera on and I talk about it. So
Yeah.
yeah, what you see is what you get with me.
Yeah. Yes, 100%. I love it. We love it.
We love it. Yes.
Have any of your products ever been knocked off by Temu?
Surprisingly not. And I mean, there could be. I don't know. I don't go. Look, I'll be honest. I probably have bought a couple of things from Temu. I bought the wallpaper. I bought some stuff for my daughter's birthday party, because it was just stuff that I couldn't actually get here, or if I could, it was through Amazon, and it was going to take 5 years to get here. So, to be honest, I couldn't give a shit. Like, I know my product, and if anything, if I see something on Temu, I'm like, I actually like that. I might do that, but I might do it 10 times nicer. Like, I'll use 10 layers of tulle instead of their shitty 2 layers. And this is the funny thing about, like, learning about fabrics as well. Yes, a lot of my products now are going into polyester, but polyester's come a long way, and there's about 20 or 30 different types of polyester you could actually work with. You can work with super cheap, shitty polyester, or you can work with expensive polyester. And, yeah, so learning that kind of stuff, and I've worked out that obviously Temu is all cheap, very very cheaply made, but also, yeah, as I said, the ethics behind it is unbelievably horrible. And, when I do talk to my suppliers, I think we have kind of an unwritten handshake that, at the end of the day, if my designs get passed on, then I'm coming up with something brand new next month anyway. So, I don't feel it as flattery, but as like, well, like, if you didn't buy my product because it was too expensive and you want to buy a shitty Temu product, then be my guest. Like, yeah, I don't ever think that I price anything too expensive. I literally price it at what I would pay, and because my target market is me. So, and I'm not an expensive person. Trust me. Yeah. Yes.
But speaking of the designs, you're saying you come up with new designs often. Do you ever get do other people give you ideas? Like, do any of your community give you ideas? Or where do you
Sure,
get the
like,
ideas from?
yeah, I mean, like, Pinterest boards. Like, I've got Pinterest boards saved from like 10, 15 years ago. I can't believe Pinterest has been around for that long.
Mm.
And, like, I don't think anything is really original anymore. And, as I said, there's no shade on it. Like, even down to like, I think I probably had more issues with like t-shirt slogans over pattern design, because t-shirt slogans, like, I don't think there's ever been a unique t-shirt slogan until like someone says a quote, and then it's like, well, if I could produce that in a t-shirt, I could get in trouble for copyright or whatever. So like coming up with like t-shirt designs, I found was probably a finer line, because you're like, oh, is there another company doing a similar slogan or whatever? Like, my Stop Killing Women t-shirt, there's quite a few other brands that do it. I mean, and I don't care. Like, Cherie Moody in Melbourne, she has a Stop Killing Women's t-shirt. I don't care. Like, fuck, if it means that we're, bringing awareness to it all, that's great. Couldn't care less if I came up with it first or she came, or like whatever. Like, who cares?
Do you have a favorite slogan that you have used on one of your t-shirts?
Oh yeah, if I'm too much, go find less. Like,
Yeah. Oh,
and I've got to bring that one back out. I really do. I just have
I
to.
I bought that for my friend.
Yeah, was it the purple one with the pink?
I
'Cause
can't remember because I bought it
did
for her.
so
I
many
put it away.
different.
I bought it for her for Christmas because it's that whole thing of I'm dating
Mm.
and men saying, "Oh, you're just too much." I'm like, "Well, you know what? Piss off." And,
Yeah,
we're all about empowering women, empowering our sisterhood. And,
yeah.
yeah, I bought that for her because you know what? Be yourself. Be
Oh,
your authentic
totally.
self.
Totally. I feel like I need to bring that t-shirt out again, but like I need to have it, I think, with similar to what you're wearing right now with the frills. Like, I've got like so many options of tulle here and stuff. Maybe I might bring that out. So, but
I've
yeah,
got that jacket.
that's definitely my bestseller and my favorite. So, because it just resonates so well
Yeah.
with me and a lot of
Well,
us.
because we don't wanna it brings me back to your, "Stop Killing Women" slogan. And, as women, we don't want to,
Have to
be
change ourselves.
change ourselves to please
Mhm.
a society standard. It's great that your brand allows us to be ourselves,
Yeah. Yeah.
whether it's through color, through slogan. Being ourselves is what matters, and
Yeah.
being able to stand up, and that's what you bring forth.
Yeah, absolutely. And I am always curious as to, like, really think how some people that I follow, like, oh, is that really your life? Like, you know, if that is, then geez, you're killing it. But then I'm like, I know what goes on behind closed doors in my own house, and I'm like, yeah, no, it's all a facade. So yeah, I just think, yeah, if I can bring that like to the table and say like, this is how this product makes me feel, and it might make you feel this way or it might make you feel better, I don't know. But if I and my marketing manager always says to me, Amy, a product that you sell sells so well when you go crazy over it, when you are talking about how much you love it, and when you do all your like little, oh, I love this and I love this bit about it, and that, she goes, that's what makes your product, not the product. It's the fact that you love it so much. And it's true. Like, I'll be honest, I had a product at the start of the year, I launched it, and it absolutely flopped. And even though it's like cute and it's lovely, it was like a really like, I did it because I didn't have as much bolder stuff in my store. And it's like a really nice light satin skirt with like star signs on it. And it's quite subtle. And it didn't do well. Like, I've still got a shit ton of it. So of them. But and it's because my husband's like, yeah, because you didn't carry on that you loved it. I'm like, but I like it. He goes, yeah, you like it. You didn't love it.
Mm.
He goes, you were
Mhm.
creating that for other people. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, whereas this one coming out, oh my God, I love this one. So
Yes.
can't tease it too much because it's not
Oh.
out for a while. So
Oh, a bit of a sneak peek.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what as
sneaky
well?
peek for sure.
I love this top. I was on the mobile phone mailing list for
Yeah.
this top and the matching skirt. And
Oh
what it
yeah.
brought me back to was the Barbie doll, was it Sweetheart Barbie doll?
Oh my God. Wait, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what I've got. I had a customer. Sorry, I don't know. The audio is working very well. Oh, if many people leave. I have her. This was from it. This was my best-selling skirt. Like, even though I know I did mine in pink, but this, like, she's even got the same thing. She's got the velvet tulle heart. Yeah, so and a customer sent this to me. She's like,
That is amazing.
I know. I don't even think I sent her a thank you card, but I was meant to send her a present. But yeah, she just gave this to me. She's like, "Oh, it was my daughter's, but my daughter's 30 now, so I figured she won't need it anymore." And I'm like, I think I actually did send her a skirt. So yeah, okay,
Oh.
cute. I feel good about that. But yeah, so I have this as my yeah, so that's exactly why. And yeah, I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
So
And I think that's what resonated with a lot of people from what I remember online.
yeah.
It was like, "Oh my god, this is like the Barbie doll," and
Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, like, I do collections, I'm like, "How do I beat that?" Like,
Mm.
the, tulle, like, confetti skirt, like, people ask for me and I'm like, "Oh, but, like, I have so many things I wanna produce, and I just don't know if I have the, mental capacity to do them because every month I have a particular like, I know what I'm launching. I have to prepare that, like, 8 months in advance because, again, I get stuff made very slowly in China. It takes 4, 5,
Yeah.
6 weeks to produce literally only 300 items or 400 items and then another 4 weeks to ship it. So, I have to prep everything in advance, and, yeah, so usually I've got a lot of stuff coming for next year already. So, it's like,
Oh,
yeah, wow.
wow.
It's a small window, but also, like, I can't be pumping out so much stuff because, again, I'm a small business and, every drop costs me 10, 15K, and I've gotta make that back. And then the
Mm.
minute I make that back, it goes towards the next drop. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's how my business works. So, I don't do loans or anything like that. It's just like
Yeah.
I pray that this stuff sells and then I can, because 'cause I'm like, "The more you buy, the more I can bring more out." So, I know that's a weird tactic, but it's true. So,
Yeah, but the
yeah.
thing is, like, because I remember it was, like, in the last week or 2 weeks, about I won't say the brand name, but it's, like, in a shopping center. It's one of those big
Mm,
labels, and it's all beige and
mhm,
brown, and
mhm.
it's just so refreshing and
I can
so
name about 8 companies in big shopping centers that
yeah.
have all those clothes.
But I know for me, because I love dressing in color, and it's so hard to go to a shopping center and shop because it's all beige
It's
and
all
Yeah,
same old,
brown.
same old, same old, same old.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah.
you being you.
Yeah, and that's it, right? Like, I thought there was obviously we've got Gorman and we've got, like, another big brand called She Street and stuff, but and Proud Poppy Clothing, like, they're great, but, like, I mean, I look at Gorman now and Gorman is unachievable pricing and I know how much those items cost to make. Their markup is unbelievable, and also I know for a fact that, like, and I'm not shitting on them because I absolutely love the brand, but, like, the minute it comes into store, it goes on sale. So, like, everyone has that mentality of, "Oh, well, we'll just get it, like, when it's even more on sale." So, yeah, it's, there's definitely a big gap in the market for it, and, I'll be riding that wave as long as I can, but I can't ever say I'm gonna ever go back to beige or like, I have a good
You
pair of
never
blue
know.
jeans and I have a great pair of, like, black jeans and stuff, but I have to marry it up with color because otherwise I feel, "Ugh."
But also what with Confetti Rebels is that size inclusivity and the diversity. Like we can shop whether you're extra small to 5XL, and I can speak as a woman, as a mother. Like my size fluctuates and can
Mhm.
also shrink, and it's just I don't feel so bad about wearing clothes, and I can still dress pretty no matter what size. Because I think it was in the 90s and 2000s, it's so hard to shop beyond a size 14.
Yeah. It is like, and to be honest, like, I don't advertise that too often that I am a plus size inclusive brand because even though I go up to like although I just learned the other day, even though I say 5X, 5X is more in the male category. And I'm like, oh shit. I've always been like, people are like, is that equivalent to a 26? I'm like, oh, I don't know. Cause I always like shop in small, medium, larges, but some people shop in numbers. So yes, I would say a 5X is equivalent to a 26, but it was really hard when I first started Confetti Rebels because I was using a brand called AS Color and predominantly all their t-shirts were male t-shirts. So I would go into like men's sizing for the bigger sizes and they just didn't fit women's shape.
Mhm.
But I was really limited to that. And also being such a small business, I hadn't had an opportunity to go and find a good supplier that could make t-shirts for me. So I have found that. And but also like trends change. Like lots of women now love the oversized t-shirt look. So that kind of has worked in my, favor as well. But producing brand new clothes like this has been really hard. Like I would get samples, I send them off to some of my plus size customers and they'll be like, oh, it fits great here, but bit tight in the boobs. So, but then she's like, but I'm only a B cup. And most women that are my size are actually, D or E. And I'm like, oh my God, like what do I do? And there's always going to be those hang-ups with my product. It's not one size fits all, literally. And, but I'm really grateful that my customers, I'm grateful that they not do their research, but they pay attention to what I say, and they're like, and I also do spend weeks saying, this is the sizing, this is the fit, this is what it looks like on this person, this is how you go. I give as much detail as possible, and I very rarely get returns back. But yeah, when you're doing new clothing, I am very nervous. Like I'm about to in a couple of months launch a bunch of knit sets, and I can't guarantee that if someone puts that on at 5X that they're going to love that. But I'm hoping, but then I can't guarantee that someone put that on as an extra small and love it either. But that's why I also find it really important to have plus size in my photo shoots as best as possible. Yeah, so trying to appeal to such a broad range and having the same clothing fitting an extra small to a 5X it's really hard, especially the fact that I'm not a fashion designer. I've never studied textiles. I literally am a graphic designer. So what the print you see. So working with good suppliers and also just doing your research. Yeah, I think that'll help.
I was going to say, you mentioned before when you were younger, you dressed like an emo, all in
Yes.
black.
Oh, yeah.
So were you like in the goth clique? Were you in a like?
Not quite goth, but more like Blink-182, Avril Lavigne. Like
Skater boy,
Avril
yeah.
Lavigne was like even though she wasn't so goth, but she was always in like dark colors, big jeans, and like, I had the skater chain, and she was definitely like, maybe I'd touch a little bit on Evanescence, I think.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
yeah, I probably wouldn't, go that deep like Marilyn Manson style.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was still positive back then.
We'll go into 90s fashion now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And because one of our segments is sort of Do You Remember? And we want to talk about 90s fashion, which has made a really big comeback. And it's so bizarre going into the shops now and seeing my daughter, who she's about to turn 15, look at these clothes and bring these clothes home that I used to wear at that
Yeah.
age. It's so bizarre. What are some of your top favorite 90s fashion pieces?
I'm gonna be honest, like, when I think of 90s though, like, I just remembered, like, I don't know if you remember Mariah Carey, Dream Lover. She had that, kind of like halter top, like, tied with the high jeans, like, a high jean shorts. So I own a pair of high jean shorts. So, the other day, I actually tried to emulate that look. I loved it. But I also had just such a I think it was an ADHD thing. I would just every month I'd change my style, and I'd love, as said, the Avril Lavigne phase, and I loved, the but also back then I could wear what do you call it? Hipster jeans. Cannot do that now. No one.
Do you want to do that now?
I don't. I don't. I think it's criminal that they're coming back. The other day I was walking in the shops and, a bunch of young girls in typical white fox, and, they now roll the jeans over. And
Yes, my daughter does that. I'm like, what?
No. And I'm like, why? Is it so you could go to the toilet easier? Are they too big on you? Like, wear a belt, like that kind of stuff. But like, I have to admit, like, my years get muddled, and I couldn't tell you exactly. Like, I just remember like the things that I wore. But that being said, some things should never come back again. Like thongs, like flip flops with jeans. That should never ever come back again. Like,
no.
No, no.
Do you know why? Because it's easy to slip on at school pickup. That's why.
Okay, but like, I'm talking like wearing it out, like to go. Yeah,
not to go clubbing.
No, but like, remember we wore jeans with like Havaianas. That was the thing, like. And I always used to wear like a short, like super tight crop top. And
yeah.
would do that back then before I had children that ruined my body. ruin my body. So
I know, they
yeah,
don't care. They don't care about that. But I remember when Supre first came out,
oh,
and
and
like
it's still here.
it's still here,
selling the
but
same crap.
yeah, it hasn't changed. But I remember because I think it was the first time I saw cheap fashion
Yeah.
in the shopping centre.
Oh
And
yeah.
I went nuts. I
Yeah.
was like, yes, I want this
They always
fake
had outlets.
ostrich leather skirt.
Yeah.
And
They had the outlets. I mean, I remember they did like a knockoff hypercolor.
oh,
Someone actually said to me
really?
the other day, "You should do hypercolor," and I'm like, "There's a reason why." I think also I can't even imagine how. I don't even know how it works. Like
Mm.
some sort of chemical reaction, then I'd get some class action against me because I'm using some product that probably shouldn't. Like, I mean, it doesn't sound very right how it works, and yeah, I don't know. Or someone going, "I've washed my shirt 4 times and the hypercolor doesn't work anymore." I don't know, but those t-shirts, they were like $80-$90 back then.
I
Like
remember they're expensive. I
like
never liked them. I don't
$200
know. It
now.
wasn't not my thing. Yeah.
Hypercolor and Oakley sunglasses.
Oakley's. Oh,
Yep.
yes.
Wanted frog skins, never could afford them. So I bought a cheap pair and put I cut a logo out of this is how embarrassing it is. I was in it was a surf magazine. I cut the Oakley logo out and stuck it on the side of the sunglasses and then just use clear nail polish to secure it. And I remember
Did anyone pick up on it?
yeah, I went into a surf shop once and the guy was like, "Oh, I've never seen that style of Oakleys before." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah. I got them in the US. You wouldn't get them here." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And now to this day, I still think as if. I don't
Oh,
know
that's so
why.
cool. I love it. I think that's the start of your I can't say
Entrepreneurness,
entrepreneurialism.
yeah. I mean, it's essentially now like buying a YSL, a VSL bag instead of YSL, isn't it? It's like knockoffs,
Mhm. Gotta
my
own it.
husband. Well, I always wanted just a staple black YSL bag. I've wanted it since forever, and I've never been able to afford it. Like they're stupidly expensive. And I remember
Mm.
being in Japan a couple of years ago, and they were on sale. It was 6 o'clock in the morning, so we were sleep deprived and the yen was really good against the dollar. I think I could get one for about $800-$900. And my husband said I had a bit of a tantrum, and he couldn't give a shit because he's dealing with the tired kids, and he's like, "Look, if you want to go back and get the bag, go get the bag." He goes, "But I'm going to be honest with you. Everyone is going to think it's fake because they know you and they know you don't have nice things, and that's not a reflection of you." He goes, "You're just not that person." And I'm like, yeah. Anyway, I regret it. I never got it because
See, I remember I
yeah,
went through a designer handbag phase, and
yeah.
someone said to me, "If you don't have the matching shoes, people are gonna think it's fake."
Can you get YSL shoes? I don't know, but also
I
it's just
think so.
it's the area and the people you're around. My friends probably would know that if I did get the bag, it would be real because they just know that I'd probably get it out of its slipcover I'd probably
Mm.
carry it. And I'm very lucky he did end up buying me the bag for our anniversary.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's sickening. I feel sick now how much it costs, but I'm like, "You know what? I've never had anything nice in my life of that." When I say nice, to that extent. And I'm like, "Okay," and here I am worrying that I'm pricing a dress too much and people can
Yeah.
I'm still paying that bloody bag off though.
But then that's when it becomes an investment and you
It
look at it
is.
that way.
It is. My son, who's 12, scoffed and thought, "Oh my God, mum, that could have paid the mortgage for the week." And he goes, and then my daughter's like, "Oh, I like it, but it's very black." And I'm like, "Trust me, you're going to be getting this. You better like it." So, yeah, that's going to be a great hand-me-down for you when you're older. 'Cause you're going to be like,
It's an heirloom now.
exactly. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's probably gonna be the most expensive thing she'll have because she's gonna have to live with with my son in the house together because they won't be able to afford to buy a house in this current economy. So, yeah. Anyway, we
Does
could
your
go
daughter
on.
wear any Does your daughter wear any of your designs?
She loves my T-shirts and, she's 9 and she's going in there wearing this big oversized T-shirt phase right now. She did wear a couple of the little crops that I have, but, oh, yeah, every time I bring something home, she's like, "Oh, did you get that made in kids?" And I'm like, "No, because it would have cost me a fortune." And
Yeah.
so appeal to children. And she like a couple of my fur jackets, she just like the faux fur rainbow ones, she's stolen. And if I do make an order and I know it's easy for them to adapt the size, I'll just say, could you make a kids version? So yeah, she's very in tune with Confetti Rebels. But also what I love about her, she just beats to her own drum. Like she just wears I would say, yeah, she's a dopamine dresser too. She just wears what feels good and what makes her like comfortable, because it's amazing. There's such a different shift in like within 6 months compared to what she was, 6 months ago. And even kids older than her, like are already in that like, yeah, white fox phase and wants the mecha beauty and all that kind of shit. And I'm just like, nah, I'm crushing that right now because that's not going to happen.
I know. It's so because I've got a 8-year-old, and I think when she was 7, she's like talking about different color palettes, and she goes, "Can we go to Sephora?" I'm like, "What? What is
Yes.
this?" Like we used to,
Sephora.
buy makeup at Priceline. My first piece of
Oh
makeup was at 14. Like
The amount
what?
of kids that are in Sephora make me sick, and I'm like, also, where are you getting this money
I
from?
know. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, unless but I'm the good old rule. If you save up for it, you can buy it, but I am not going to buy you whatever you want in that kind of sense. If it means that you're going to fit in, no. If anything, like stand out. And yeah, she's the same. And my son's the same. He just beats to his own drum. He wears whatever he wants. He doesn't care. So I'm really like really lucky about it. And probably that's because I haven't ever like as I got older, I wasn't a brand person. I didn't buy brands for their stature or their, how it would make you look in society.
Well, I
And
think that's the difference between style versus fashion.
totally.
It's good to develop your own style rather than follow the crowd.
Absolutely. Like, I look at the Camilla and Mark T-shirts and I'm like, I know exactly how much they're made, like how much they cost to make. And I'm like, yeah, just because it's got a C and an M on the front of it. And I'm like, yeah, not dissing the brand at all, but like, it's atrocious to think that you can make money off a label, like of an actual logo. Like that just baffles me. Fair enough, like a product, like, because Confetti Rebels, Sabi, whatever, like, that brand or like the style, but like just being able to sell a white t-shirt with a logo just baffles me. I don't know how it starts. I don't know how it works. I don't know how who takes that off. Like who builds that to that? Like how? I'm still fascinated about it. I'm sure there's a Netflix documentary about it, but yeah.
But I remember as a young kid, whether it's 12, 13, and wanting to wear a sports girl t-shirt with, sports girl has a
Yes.
logo.
And
or
the
hunting-
bag as well.
Yes,
Tote
the
bag, like the
bag.
carry bag. Yeah, the rainbow sports girl. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
it. That was the thing. That's
Yeah.
the old white fox, I'm assuming. Like,
Ah.
yeah, I don't know about you, but I spend a lot of time at the shops and all I see is white fox, white fox, white fox, white fox. That's all the
But
girls are
White
wearing.
Fox isn't a shop, is it? It's all online?
It's all online and the market is like meant to be like 17 onwards to whatever, but like you're seeing 12, 11-year-olds in like $80, $90 oversized jumpers. And you know what? Again, like if that's what you want to wear, that's great. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's so, yeah.
Because I only know it from the back of the bus. Only because I
Yes.
live near a bus stop.
Yes.
Get on the bus and go, what's this White Fox?
What was it? There was an ad that did, I can't remember if it was a competitive brand or something, but they put all these ads on the back of buses with just a white blank thing and it said, everyone, we're giving you a break from like White
Oh.
Fox. But I don't think they were allowed to say giving you a break. It just said, yeah, giving you all a palate cleanse or a break. And we all knew what it was. It was because we're so sick of seeing White Fox on the back of the buses. I always like drive. There's this massive, humongous. I can't even tell you like how big it is. Like 200-meter billboard, in the city as you go over the Anzac, Glebe Island, Brigal. I can't even remember what it's called anymore. It changes the name every 5 minutes. But it's huge. And I always say to my husband, I'm like, oh, I wonder how much that would cost to like advertise. I'd love to just have me just like dancing along, like, because it's now all it's video. It used to be just, paint like billboard painted on there. But I'm like, oh, and I actually tried to call up and find out and they wouldn't give me a price because they were like, I said, I'm a business that, and they're like, and I was like, shit, I should have said I was like Nike or something. Then you'd have to show like, your credentials and stuff. But I was like, I genuinely want to, you know what? I could probably ask ChatGPT or, whatever. Actually, no, we're not allowed to use ChatGPT anymore. Claude. I could ask Claude how much it costs to advertise, but I just think, I could just blow my budget on that. That would be epic. I wonder how many sales I'd get from that. But anyway.
That'd be cool. I can imagine it. It would be great. But please let us know when you do that.
Yeah.
It's manifesting now.
I will.
Can we maybe wrap up and end on, I've got a few quick fire questions.
Oh,
so
God.
I might put
my answers
forward.
probably won't be quick. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Let's do slow fire.
Okay,
I'll give you a word and you just tell me what comes into your head straight away.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Grunge.
Like ripped jeans.
Rave fashion.
Oh my God. Neon and vibrant.
Supermodel.
Giselle Bundchen.
And crisscross will make ya.
Want to dance? No, jump?
Yeah.
I can never jump, so I dance. I'm sorry. Oh my God, crisscross. Oh, did anybody wear the jeans back? Like,
the cross colours.
They did have they had kappas. Remember those jeans? Yes.
The one with the woman silhouette on it, kappa. It was, but
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
remember
Stookie,
jeans backwards. I was seeing the jeans backwards and thinking with a zip at the back. How?
Kappa.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's like anyone that has anything in the zip. But yeah, no, I definitely bought a pair of kappas, but I never wore them backwards. But
then the backwards jeans makes me think, the onesies that lumberjacks wear and it's got the buttons at the back and you flip it open and you go to the toilet.
I know. I feel like more clothes need to be made like that though. Like whenever I put in like the cool, like if I have like some cool onesies, I'm like denim onesies, I'm like, oh my God, I never wear them because I pee so much and it's so annoying. But
yeah, and it feels so weird to go in the toilet and be half naked. You know, just go for a week.
Totally. I mean, how much cultural appropriation was like totally like neglected back in the 90s as well. Like it was like, sometimes I think about it, I'm like, I'm dressing like a grunge, black rapper and I probably shouldn't be right now. Like,
But if we didn't have the 90s, we wouldn't have learned all that too.
No,
and
that's true.
Evolved.
So true. So I hope I've given you everything that you want from this and a little bit more.
Amy, fantastic. You're amazing.
Oh, right back at you, girls. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for coming on and keep going. Like you are so unique and an individual and you're your own person.
I'm not going to fit through the door with my big head.
But by putting that energy out, you're allowing others to feel the same way within themselves. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate you having me on. Any opportunity to talk about myself, I love it.
That's amazing. Thanks, Amy. Thank you. You have a great day.
Oh, I will. I don't know what I'm doing, but I will.
Thanks again. Bye, Amy. Bye. Oh, that was fun. Oh my God, what a hoot. Amy, you are just like one of us, and we're so grateful to have you on the show. And we're so grateful to be wearing your clothes. So for anyone wanting to check out Confetti Rebels, we're going to have the link in the show notes there. And we hope you've liked this bonus episode for the month. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that jazz. And we'll see you next week. Bye.